Hi, I'm Ray Price, a professor at the University of Illinois. I'm talking today about some of the research that colleagues of mine, Bruce Vojak and Abby Griffin, have done, looking at innovators or category creators. Coming back in the last presentation, I talked a little bit about this hourglass model of innovation. And we talked about finding the right problem, and we focused most of our efforts there. Now we're going to focus our efforts on understanding the problem before you're really ready to go in and invent and validate. So in terms of understanding this problem, there's a variety of areas associated with understanding the problem. First one is you've got an interesting problem coming in, and now you say, what do we really need to know? Do I define what I need to know? Do I start to build a team? Do I go out and start to engage others to come and help me be able to look at this? What happens there? What do we know? What don't we know? And then you move over to this other area, and we say we're thinking holistically and integrating across multiple domains. In the previous talk, we talked about how these innovators search across multiple domains to look at this. In some ways, we say that they're finding the right dots, they're exploring broadly, they're that curious, and now they're trying to connect the dots. So part of understanding the problem is that we see four major areas of the problem. We see a technical perspective on the problem, a customer perspective on the problem. There's competitors out there that you've got to be able to anticipate where they're going because you're going to be developing something that's going to exist in the future, and the competitors will be changing and learning and doing things in the future as well. And then there's market opportunities of what happens there. In the center of that circle, we focus on saying, can we find the right dots? So that's part of this understanding the problem is finding the right plots, and can we gain understanding of those from the different domains, and then do you integrate the pieces? So if you think about different types of understanding, the analogy I like to make is that there's one type of understanding that says we can understand in order to decide. So if I'm looking at universities, I can understand the different programs at the University of Illinois or MIT or some other places that would say I can understand enough about those in order to make a decision. That's a very different level of understanding than the understanding necessary in order to create. So as you think about that, when we look at these individuals and they focus and they talk about what it takes to understand a problem, if you think about it as an understanding in order to create. So it's not understanding in order to explain it to somebody else, but it's understanding it well enough in order to create a new solution. A solution that incorporates the technology that's available or that you may have to create and that meet the customer's need. So as that, there's a lot of exploration, there's a lot of interest to say, can I go out and find something that says I've got enough here that will create a path towards invention? Is there enough here that I understand this problem well enough that I can go and start to invent a solution that would be able to address the issues from the customer's perspective, that has a potential technical solution that would meet the future market need and would address the competition that we have. Interesting challenges to create something, to understand the problem well enough to create.